What up, Wholesale to Million family? Happy Thursday. You guys, I'm bringing you guys back with a powerhouse interview. And today I have a very, very special guest. He does fix and flip wholesales. I mean, he has a rental portfolio, does over 100 flips already, features a bunch of magazines. He creates multiple millionaires. I'm excited for this interview. I can't wait for him to share with you guys his stories. And hopefully you guys be able to get a lot out of this. And now, if you find any value in this video, please show my guest some love and smash that thumbs up and let us know. So no further ado, put your thumb together. Help me welcome Stefan. What up, buddy?
Khang, you sound great, man. You should do this. You should do this more, bro. You got the bow tie on. You sound like you're like a wrestling promoter. Let's get ready to rumble.
Let's get ready to roll. Left hand corner, are you ready? Right hand corner. Yeah. All right, dude, Stefan, man, I love your personality, man. So, would you share would you kind of share your story with my audience? Because I know you got a great story, bro.
Yeah. So I'm an old man now. I'm 33. When I was 16, I wanted to be a rock star, and I have an immigrant dad from Sweden. I have a Canadian mom, and I saw my dad be an entrepreneur. He was hustling, he was grinding all the time, and pretty hard worker. Wasn't a smart worker, but a hard worker. And I said to my mom, I said to my dad, I want to be a rock star. And my mom said, that's a horrible idea. My dad said, it's a horrible idea. You need a safe, secure job. You have to get a degree. You have to go to school, get a good job. So my mom said, look, I support you. You can go to music school and get a music degree. So if it doesn't work out, at least you have something to fall back on. And so I was in 8 bands in grade 10. I was doing everything I could to be the best musician possible. And I ended up going to music school. I dropped out of the music school. I dropped out of computer science. I dropped out of the business school. And I finished with a major in English, minor in music, because I took 2 poetry classes. I said, how do I get out of here without dropping out? They said, look, take these 2 classes, you get an English degree. So I went and got these 2 classes done, and I graduated, and I got a $10 an hour call center job after university. And I was making like $10 an hour. And what was crazy about it, Khang, is I was making $10 an hour painting houses all through university. So I was making $10 an hour painting. And then I finished with a degree in a call center working in the middle of the night, where they had to send a cab to pick me up at the middle of the night because it was too dangerous to walk home. And I'm thinking, what went wrong with my life? Like, where did I go wrong? So I lay on the couch, had a post-grad depression. I ended up reading a little book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And Rich Dad, Poor Dad changed my life. I sold all my music instruments. I ended up, my first seminar was a Donald Trump real estate weekend for $1,500 for a 2-day seminar. I spent all my money on that at the time. And then I kept going from seminar to seminar to seminar, being broke and, never spending the real money, Khang, because I didn't have any money. So I never spent the real money. And I ended up doing my first deal. My second deal, I got out of the rat race. I had enough cash flow from my little development to not work again. So at 23, I was out of the rat race. Haven't worked in the last 10 years for anybody but myself.
Wow.
People to fund them. I would take a wholesale fee on the front end for putting the deal together, like a finder's fee of $3 grand, $5 grand, whatever. And then I would take at least 50% of the profits, or sometimes I'd just pay a preferred return to them. And that's how I built my first million.
Woo! Dude, I don't have that thing like
oh,
you
the
do.
gong?
Hit it. Woo!
There you go, bro. Woo! Yeah, that's a Respect the Grind podcast gong. We're just hitting that there.
Dude, bro, that's amazing, man. So Stefan, now can you share with everybody kind of where your business is at right now, bro?
Yeah, so I was up to about 28. I was doing a lot of house flips back then. Nowadays, I'm more of a passive investor. I do buy, fix, refinance, rent. I've got cash flowing rentals. I just bought a mansion. So I run a company called Black Card University, and we train people like who want to be millionaires in 5 years. So we have an MI5 program. I say you can go to school, get an MBA, or you come to us, get an MI5. Which would you want, MI5 or MBA? And got a really hot coaching company. We coach people all over Canada and the United States. And our program, it's pretty elite. Over 5 years, it's about 150 grand, but it's about 30 grand a year. And a lot of the people I train and teach, you know, they make several $100,000 a year by year 2, year 3 when they start getting going. And so we do lots of training. I've written 5 books now. Still doing deals, looking at getting into storage. I had a great building I was going to buy. It was 50,000 square foot building I was going to put storage in, but the vendor died, which was, that was not so fun. And yeah, man, to me, it's about entrepreneurship. It's about media. I have a social media company now. I got a company we're opening up right now. We're going to do 72 turnkey deals this year where we sell turnkey to investors. And yeah, man, just building the empire. You know, I'm different now at 30 than I was at 20. At 20, I was all about just working hard. Mm-hmm. Now I want to partner with younger guys they're going to work hard, and I'm going to be the smart guy in the partnership. And I, you know, take 30% of the company, 40%, whatever, and I do very little, almost nothing. So I'm like a Richard Branson over here. I got my brand, I got my knowledge, and the younger guys, they get to come up by partnering with me, and it gets them ahead. It gets me ahead. I don't have to do as much work. They can do the work because they got all the energy.
Dude, gong that thing, man. Hit that thing.
Are we gonging? Are we gonging today? Whoa. Damn, dude.
Dude, you're only 33, bro?
I'm 33, man.
Bro, dude, 33, and look at how much you accomplished, dude. I'm feel old, dude. I'm 35, bro.
Oh, bro, 35. 35 is the new 25. Come on.
Yeah, I like that. So now, Stefan, for those that don't know about what you just meant about turnkeys and selling turnkey to investor, could you explain that, dude?
Yeah, so it's kind of like turnkey rentals is where you get, like, our business model is going to be like, we want our investors to make 6 or 7% cash flow, like net per year. And the idea is lots of people want to own rentals. They want to own properties. And at the end of the day, they want to own them, but they don't want to manage them. So we're creating a structure and a pipeline where we have an acquisition arm that goes out and acquires. And then we got another side, it seems like a seminar phone room that's acquiring investors. And we're just making sandwiches, investors and turnkey deals. And it's nice for the investors because someone from, let's say, Vancouver, where the average home is 1.2 million, can come to Winnipeg and get a fourplex for 300 grand. Mm. And so, you know, in their market, if they were to buy a condo, it'd be like 700,000 for a condo. And it's like maybe 700 square feet and it doesn't cash flow. Well, guess what? They can come to our company. We'll facilitate the purchase. We will get them off market deals. We'll manage it. All they have to do is fund it. And our company will make 25, 30 grand a deal. And we're just moving houses to people that, you know, in their market, they can't buy, but here they can.
Gotcha, bro. So, dude, so Stefan, so obviously you guys find market and find off market deals. So you guys would buy them, rehab them for them, put renter in there, manage it for them. They just need to put in the cash.
That's right. And the business model for us, we're you know, the company is called Freedom Way Dream Homes because, you know, to them, it's a dream home. Mm-hmm. And the idea with us is, you know, the roof's going to be done. The furnace is done. The major stuff is done. So they should be able to go for 5 years with no cash calls. So when they pick it up, 5 years, no major problems. That's the idea. And, you know, stuff that makes cash flow in a stable city. Winnipeg, where I live, is a real cash flow town. Mm-hmm. So make cash flow. It's conservative. It's got some appreciation. There's really, I don't want to say you can't lose on it, but you know, it's a very stable investment compared to, you know, some of the vanity markets that go up and down, like Las Vegas, let's say, or, you know, Toronto, Vancouver, or some of those markets where they're fast and they're crazy.
Right. So, hey, man, one thing I've noticed is that when you get good cash flow in a market, it means appreciation is not there. Is that true or no?
Yeah. So, dude, that's a great question. So I segment the market into, like, there's the median home, which is like your middle class neighborhood, white picket fence, 2 dogs, 2 cars, you know, that's the median home. So in my market, median is about 300 grand. So that's like the middle class dream. And from like 225 to 300. So let's just say the median is 100% of median. 75% of median is called lower median. That's 225. So that's where your like middle class families want to buy. Now below that, from 35% up to 75% of median, which is like, let's say 100 grand up to 225 in my market. I call it the war zone, and that's transitional. So that's where, like, in Winnipeg, we got a huge Filipino population. 16% of Winnipeg's Filipino. And so a lot of the transitional war zones they used to be ghettos, but now the Filipinos are moving in, so they're trending up because the Filipinos fix up the houses, they have barbecues, families, they have church. Suddenly, 5 years later, those neighborhoods look great because actual families came in and all the drug addicts left. So those transitional zones are where you want to buy. That's where there's cash flow and appreciation. But they're always changing and they're always moving. So you have to kind of watch the map. Where's the transition? And the other thing about transition is it can go down. If there's renters moving in, instead of homeowners, it goes down. So those transitional zones, that's where you got cash flow and appreciation. And then the bottom of the barrel is the ghetto. And the ghetto is like 20% of median. So that's like a $60,000 home. If you went to Winnipeg and you bought like 60,000 to 100,000, that's a ghetto house and no appreciation there because those people don't have credit. They're drug addicts. They're killing each other. They're murdering each other. So there's the ghetto, the war zone, the median, and then at about 250% of median which would be in this market, 650 is lower luxury. That's where the doctors, dentists live. So, my mansion is in a lower luxury zone / lotto zone. And then the lotto zone is like unlimited price. That's where like you win the lottery and now you build whatever. So Winnipeg caps out at 2 million and the lotto zone is where, I live in the, lower luxury / lotto zone with my mansion. That's where we're at. But those different segments, like, the median is going to have appreciation, but it's not going to have so much cash flow. The war zone is that's like a variable thing. You want to find appreciation and cash flow. Then the ghetto is just cash flow, never going up.
Gotcha, man. So now, Stefan, in your area, man, does the 1% rule works, or like, how does the rental work in your area, bro?
Yeah, we do have some 1% deals. Is it super 1%? Like I've got some friends in like Sarnia, Ontario, which is in Canada, and they got mega 1%, like 1.5%, 2% deals, which is crazy. It's right by Detroit.
Wow.
And, we got some 1%, but at the end of the day, like my own portfolio, I don't care about the 1%. I actually invest for mortgage pay down, believe it or not. Like I have a triplex here I just bought, or I'm finishing renovating. It's worth about $600,000.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want the mortgage pay down because mortgage pay down is guaranteed. You're getting that. It does make cash flow. It makes a bit of cash flow. But I want every year, paying off a monster loan. That's what I want because over 25 years, that loan's paid off. I got all the equity. That's the guaranteed side. The cash flow is not guaranteed. The appreciation is not guaranteed. But the mortgage pay down, hell yeah, bro. I'm 33. Let's load up with $10 million of debt. When you're 50, you got $10 million of equity because you can either make money with an appreciating asset or a depreciating liability. So, I just look at real estate as pure mortgage pay down for me. It's got cash flow, but I don't care about the cash flow. It's got appreciation, but I don't care about appreciation. All I want is mortgage pay down.
Dude, okay. That's a little different mindset, Stefan. So I'm going to dive in that a little bit. So sure. Now I want to ask you, so you pay $600 for the triplex.
Well, I bought it for $265.
Uh-huh.
And I was going to put in $160. It's gone over budget. It's probably in the twos now, 200 something. And then it's worth $600.
Okay. So
I got some equity lift.
Gotcha,
And then the building rents for $4,200.
Okay.
So $4,200 of cash flow, maybe $4,400. We'll see what it ends up being, but my anticipation is $4,200.
Okay.
And then you got a mortgage, tax, insurance, heat, hydro. Well, no, I don't have utilities. The utilities are offloaded on the tenant. So I have principal, interest, taxes, insurance, and then some management. And after it's all said and done, still cash flows a little bit. And then the mortgage pay down is sick, dude. The first year, you do the math, a mortgage pay down of $400,000. I should get out my mortgage calculator here.
Wait, so Stefan, I want to know how much you bought it and rehab all in for.
Let's say we bought it for $265.
Uh-huh.
So that's a fact. Let's say the reno is probably $220 right now. And then the value at the end is $600.
Gotcha. Okay. So basically you are all in on it for $485.
That's right.
And you're getting about, let's just say $4,200 in rent, just to be conservative.
Yeah.
Okay, man. So obviously that doesn't work as a 1%, but man,
it's 1%. It's 1% on hard cost and mortgage, but it's
right.
not 1% on value.
Right.
So the value lift, there's $100,000 of equity there, which
yep.
is value. and then there's the debt. So it's like 1% on debt, which is close to 1%, but it's not a pure 1% on value.
Right. Now, my next question is, Stefan, I mean, what do you mean by cash flow is not guaranteed?
Well, your tenants can smash up the place. They can leave. You can have all sorts of things happen with rentals. I mean, you probably owned rentals. You know what it's like. There isn't a guaranteed, there isn't a guaranteed cash flow. I mean, what I do to make cash flow as guaranteed as possible is I want it to be the best land under the building. So like that building, $600,000 fourplex, it's right next to downtown. So downtown's improving. It's a hipster neighborhood. It's the gayborhood. It's the cool shops and the place where like everybody wants to live. So I foresee there will be very little vacancy. I've got in-suite laundry. I got dishwashers. I've got all the things tenants want. I got sparkle quartz, sparkle quartz countertops, beautiful new everything. So my anticipation here, Khang, is once it's rented, it's never going to be vacant because it's a good place.
Gotcha, man.
Right. And I want to make the dirt. The dirt is what I want. I want really great dirt under the building. I want decent units with a dishwasher and in-suite laundry. Because guess what? Women, they don't want their panties mixing up with some other girl's panties in the communal laundry. That's just the thing. Like it's true, man. They're like, I don't want guys touching my stuff. Right. And then it's all about the dirt. Like you're right on a bus route. If you work downtown, there's no commute. So I'm really thinking about the lifestyle of the tenant. Like I want to make sure that tenant has a great lifestyle. I want to make sure it's fairly priced. And I want people that are going to stay for multiple years, because when you have a tenant, like what I used to do with my rentals is I'd push the rent so high that I'd get a great yield. But guess what happens? Tenants would leave. They'd find a better deal. They go somewhere else. I want mine a little bit underpriced so they can never leave.
Gotcha. Okay. So now, Stefan, dude, I hear people ask about this all the time too. Is it price or location for you?
Price of what? Like,
is it the price you're going for, or you're shooting when you're buying rental property to buy in whole, or you shooting
location, bro? Like I'm here in my office, which is the first house I ever bought. Next door, I bought the house next door. I'm going to buy the next house. I'm going to buy the next house. I'm going to buy the next house. I want the whole street. So I care about the land, and I'm putting big, nice billboards up at every property, so that when people are driving around in the neighborhood, they know which ones are mine, and they call and they're like, "Hi, I want to rent." I'm like, "Sorry, it's full, but I got one over here." So I'm going for like an assembly play where I'm like, I want this one neighborhood. I'm dominating this one spot, and it's all about the land for me, dude. I used to be the guy who'd buy a great building. Like 10 years ago, I'd buy an awesome building that cash flowed really good, but then it didn't appreciate and the land sucked. And then I was like, man, that really sucks. And I look at my buildings with better land. They appreciate more. They manage better. And they're just better buildings. And I realize this, Khang, I'm going to give myself a gong on this. Real estate's all about the land, bro. It's not about the building. You could have the shittiest house on the best street. It's a great deal. Gotcha. Or you could have the best house on a shitty street. That's a horrible deal, So the land is what makes the whole game, So I'm a land guy. Land. I love downtown parking, neighborhoods next to downtown. Like I was looking at some warehouses here. A 46,000 square foot warehouse, a 50,000, 48,000, a 20,000 square foot warehouse. I wanted to do a mini storage. And the land on the one I wanted was the best land. It was at two major intersections of Winnipeg. So two major streets. So I could get signage. And I couldn't get my one spot. So I didn't buy. I was like, no, I'm not going to buy these inferior locations, because location's everything, dude. It's everything. That land, that is the whole game. The building doesn't matter. It should cash flow. It has to cash flow, but the land better. I would rather have better land and less cash flow than more cash flow, worse land. Gotcha.
Okay. Now, dude, Stefan, so you're playing a real life Monopoly.
That's exactly it, dude. Exactly it.
So, Stefan, so I know you wholesale, flips, and you have rentals. Where you actually do it for other people as well. So what is the percentage in your business right now as far as like wholesale, fix and flip?
Right now, okay, so the main limiting factor with me is management. So I have 13 employees in my office, and we're going through some transition right now, so the management is kind of messed up. I'm considering making my own management company for rentals. My flipping management is now going to be done through the partnership I have with one of my students, which is the Turnkey. And then the wholesale, dude, I try not to do wholesale because it takes my time.
Mm.
The last wholesale I did was 11 grand. That was a nice little feat. I just had a contract. I wholesaled it to a guy. He couldn't close, so I re-wholesaled it again. I made 2 fees, bro. But that is like my game for me is my brand.
Sure.
So I'm always building my brand, building my social, if I build my brand, every part of my business grows. I got a social media agency. I got the Turnkey company, which is open up right now. And then I got my rental portfolio. Then I got my training company. Well, guess what? The brand is where my time goes. So I don't want to drive around making 10 grand on a wholesale anymore. That's just simply not worth my time. Now I have a student out in Ottawa. He's doing his first wholesale this week. Listen to this, Khang. It's going to be between 100, 150 grand wholesale fee. I know, dude. I know. And you know what? I've never done 100. I think the biggest wholesale I've done is like 20,000, 22 or something.
Yeah.
This guy's doing 100, 150 grand because he got a private fourplex for 400. It's worth 650 to 7, and he's selling it for 550. He got a bunch of agents shopping it to their books of business. I said, give that to an investment agent. And today, this Thursday, we're gonna see if he gets the hundo. And I think he's gonna get. I think he's gonna get a hundo, dude. Because that's exciting to me, man. I mean, I'm not tire kicking around like I'm not a hardcore wholesaler. How I made my wholesale money, Khang, was I'd get rich people to back me, and I'd bring 20 to 30 houses, which we'd flip to them every year. I'd take a wholesale fee, 5 grand every deal, or 3 grand, or whatever it was, and then I'd take the back end on the deal too. And so I would wholesale to the same person over and over again, 20, 30 times a year. And so you do the math. What's let's say 5 grand times 20.
Right.
That's 100 grand in fees. And then you would get, let's say, 10 grand a house. That's a $300,000 nice, cash check at the end of the year, So that's how I did it. I wouldn't want to go and I try to get my students to I don't do the wholesaling like you do, where it's like you got like national different markets and massive letters and massive this and massive that. My game was networking, which was I'd have a database of every single deal supplier in town, and I would just grind the phones because I'm a phone animal.
Okay.
I'd grind the phones, tie stuff up, and then I would take the contract into my own pipeline and I'd run it like a brand. Like all my homes look the same. I controlled the staging. I controlled the customer experience. So it was like you came to Stefan's house, it was like the best house.
Gotcha. Now, hey, Stefan, do you also have an in-house property management company?
No, I was saying that I think I have to start that right now. I had some managers. I've been using outsourced management for like 7 or 8 years, and they were really good, and now they're not. So, it's interesting when you hire people, like they're good and then they're not one day. And I think we have to do in-house management. I think that's like a next 6 months to a year thing where we have to get in-house management because it's just getting brutal, man.
Huh. Gotcha, man. So, Stefan, since you were starting out all the way to now, what is the one biggest mistake, bro, that you have made in your career? The one biggest mistake, most memorable.
You know what, dude? I think it really is not starting out with a coach. My first 2 years, actually, let me tell you a quick story. So 2008, I go to the Rich Dad seminar with my mom, of all people. My mom, bless her heart, she's a great lady. She doesn't want to see me do anything that has any element of risk. She's a teacher. I went there in 2008. Houses in Winnipeg were 50 grand back then. We sign up for this mentorship or coaching or whatever it is. And we go home, and my mom talks to my uncle, who's a lawyer, government lawyer, and he says, oh, that sounds risky. It sounds like a scam. We cancel. I go back in 2012. I get the proper training. I become a rock star. And that 4-year delay in there, Khang, from 2008 to 2012, if I just got 6 houses on rentals, 6 $50,000 homes, I would have 600,000 extra equity today. So it's not getting started soon enough for me, is how I feel. And not getting a proper coach mentor to show you the ropes quick enough. I think that I think that's usually the problem for myself and most people is, we try to do it the cheap way or the free way.
Yep.
And then at some point you're like, okay, whatever, I'm just hiring the expert. And this is still in my business. Like I'm doing a licensing right now where I'm licensing my coaching brand out. Well, I hired a guy for $100,000 who knows how to build that. So who do you have to hire? That's the real question, I think, is always is, who do you have to hire? Because if you hire the right person, everything's easy. If you hire the wrong person, you try to be cheap, bro, you're dead. You're going slow. It's going to be expensive later. Even this triplex I'm finishing up right now, I hired a guy who was going for 7 years. I hired the wrong guy. I had to fire him. Now I have to go to court with him, and I had to go bring another guy to finish it. And it's like, dude, you hire the right guy, life is good. It's like marriage. You marry the right woman, your life is good. You marry the wrong woman, your life is hell. Yeah, no.
Dude, Stefan, bro, can totally relate. Because when I first started out, bro, I went into the whole fix and flip game, trying to go cheap, trying to save every dollar, hire the cheapest contractor.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude, I went back, bro, and did the same. Like, he'll come in, he'll put the flooring, and I have to hire someone to do it again and again.
Oh, no.
Dude, it was bad, and so
cheap's the new expensive, dude.
yeah, man. Yeah, so it's like right in front of you. It looks like it's cheap, right? Because the price to you makes sense. It's cheap, but man, when they go in there, they cost you time and they cost you double the money. And then you realize, oh shoot, man, I should have just go and hire the professional.
You should just hire dude. You know what? It's the same thing. Like this guy I had hired, the permits are beating him up. The city's beating us up. And like one of my deals, this was in the winter, he closed one of my deals without green stickers on the walls. So the city came, we were to rip it open 3 times. I paid him twice to do it, but I wouldn't pay him the 3rd time. So now he's pissed. And I'm like, dude, you can't just close walls without stickers if you're using permits. Like that's just not the game. But guess what? The cheap and shitty people, they end up costing you so badly in the end.
Yep.
And the other thing I noticed, Khang, like I had a thing called the dead patient list where my team, we went through like 100 flips. We did like a sample of 100. And we dissected them, and we found that when something went over budget, it was fine. But when it went under budget, it didn't sell. So the name of the game in flipping, I think, is spend a little more, get a little more. Because your house is so popping or it's so amazing that everybody who walks in wants to buy it. And it's just like, it's the same thing with my rentals right now. I just rented a unit here to my brother in the local neighborhood, and my unit has granite countertops. It's spick and span. It's clean. It's got airflow, HRV. It's got in-suite laundry. It's big. It's got a dishwasher, stainless steel appliances. My brother's girlfriend walk in, and they're like, this is the best unit we've seen. We're taking it. And so it's the exact same thing in renting or in flipping. You spend a little more, you get a little more. You spend a little more on the land, you get a lot more. Because what's your vacancy going to cost you? What's your smashing up of units going to cost you? If you got a better unit, better land, better everything, you're going to get better tenants. The tenants are like employees, right? You're hiring them into your company, and you want them to be good tenants. You don't want crackheads. You don't want hoarders. You don't want, I've had prostitutes. Drug dealers are good tenants. But, you want to have those good tenants because they're like employees. You want them to stay for 3 years, 5 years, whatever. I had one guy stay for 5 years once. And I was like, damn, I love this 5-year guy. He's never called me. He's there for 5 years, paid down my mortgage, all this. And, I think his kids grew up, went to a different school. But you want those multiple year leases.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha. Dude, you guys, look like, if you're going to stay cheap on something, dude, something got to give. So I try to go cheap on some contractor. Guess what? For him to make a profit, he got to cut corners. Or if he finds somebody else that's pays him more, guess what happened? My job puts it back in the burner. And
yeah. Oh, dude, that's the worst. You go on the back burner. Oh, jeez.
They called in, oh, dude, today I don't feel good. My arms hurt today, bro. Because I was working hard on someone else's job, bro.
Yeah. Well, you know what, dude? That's in The Richest Man in Babylon, one of the greatest money books. It says, if you expect too high of a return out of your money, you lose your money. And I say the same for people. If you expect too high of a return on your people, you're going to lose your people. You're going to burn them out. They're going to stop working. They're going to be too tired. So something that I'm learning now in my old age at 33 is I have to pace myself. I have to have some balance. I have to, like, the house across the street here just came up for sale. I'm like, fuck, I want to buy that house. Dude, I called the agent right away before it was on the market. I started offering. And then I thought about it and I started getting stressed. And I was like, dude, I don't need this house. I don't need this house right now. What's it worth to me to have my sanity, my balance, go on vacation next week? What's it worth to me to not have to go and scrape up a mortgage and worry about how we're going to pay for it and worry about this and worry about that and get an investor? I'm like, no. So I just said no, because you can make more sometimes by doing less. And doing less, and that's what this Respect the Grind is about. It's about doing more, but the opposite of doing more is doing less. And that's just being and having balance and having, it's like I got employees in my office. If I work them 5 days a week, they're good. If I start working them 7, they die. Like after about 9 days, they're finished. So like you can't overwork your people. You can't overwork your money. You have to keep it in like a profitable zone and not go too far and not go too loose. You just you keep it in the zone, and that's why I stay on the rentals. You're making 7% cash on your rental, hopefully a appreciating market, decent land, decent tenants, decent management. And that's a good deal, dude. Just walk in, versus, I want to make 15% cash on cash. It's like, dude, that's some risky shit. When you want 15% cash on cash, like liquid return, that's probably some subprime shit going on there. You're probably lending to somebody who can't do it. He can't pay. So if something goes wrong, you lose your money.
Dude, I'm learning a lot, bro. So now, Stefan, I have people ask this all the time as well on my social media. Because as they're going in this, right, they're like, well, should I get a mentor or should I not get a mentor? Like, I mean, could you share with me on that, bro?
Dude, I think it's 110% needed that you. So here's the thing. Mentors are unpaid. Okay. So a mentor is someone who's been there. He's unpaid. So like one of my guys who funds my stuff, he's got $140 million. He's a mentor to me. I'll go for breakfast with him. He'll tell me, are you on your focus? Stay your focus. Are you focused? Don't get off your focus. This guy's like 60 something years old. Great guy. But he mentors me and I don't pay him, and he's old and he's been there and he's like a grandpa, like my grandpa I never had. Right. Then I got coaches, and coaches I pay. So I have a life coach and a business coach. And that's like a business relationship. You're paying money. You got a session. They're not your friend. They're going to tell you what you don't want to hear. So the coach is different than a teacher is somebody who hasn't done it and is reading out of a book. So there's a teacher, there's a coach, and there's a mentor. And I think that you need to have all three. Now, a mentor, usually you have to attract, and mentors don't want you. Like if you're a guy starting out, mentors don't want to mentor a guy starting out unless you've done something really great. So you have to make yourself attractive to a mentor somehow. Maybe you're going to work for free. Maybe you're going to, I don't know, do the guy's laundry, whatever's valuable to him, right? You're going to get a mentorship out of that. And usually it's what can you offer them? A coach, you get out your wallet, you pay. In my company, we sell coaching. Some people call it mentoring. It's not really mentoring if you're paying, it's coaching.
Okay. And
coaching is a specific business relationship with specific times and specific processes, and they're going to specifically kick your ass. And then there's teachers. And I don't think teachers have much of a place in the world anymore. I think we're going back to a coaching and mentoring learning process. Teachers who haven't done it, I think, are less valuable than ever.
Oh, dude, I see people on YouTube, dude, close 1 or 2 deals or 3 deals or 4 deals and charging people money to like coach them or mentor them. I'm like, oh man, dude.
Well, that's just unethical. It's unethical because they don't have the road miles to do that. But the other flip side of the coin is when are you legit? People still.
True.
I got my phone here. I'm sitting here talking to you, and I got haters on my thing saying my university's a scam. Right. So it's like I got haters right now telling me I'm a scam. Well, I got real results. I got documented success stories. We got a magazine printed with success stories. So, when am I legit? Right. I don't know. When is someone legit? I don't know.
Makes sense.
And you're only as good as your last deal. You're only as good as your last student. So it's, you're always illegitimate till you're legitimate. And then when you're legit, this is crazy, man. You're in the United States, right? What city are you in?
Seattle, Washington.
Yeah. Who's the president right now?
Donald Trump.
Right. And you know what? The day he became president, people said he wasn't the president. So guess what? That's the world we live in. You know, even though he's the president, they say he's not. You know,
Yeah.
even though he's a billionaire, they say he's not. It's like, dude, if you own a couple skyscrapers in Manhattan, you're a billionaire.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to own much Manhattan real estate to be a billionaire. But this is the world we live in. Even the president, they're attacking his credibility. Even a guy with, like, you can go point to the buildings, 1, 2, 3, 4, published in Forbes with the mortgage amounts and the value and the equity. You can read it yourself, and people still say, no, it's not for real. It must be fake.
Yeah, dude. Oh, agree, bro. See the thing, Stefan, I get people buy our courses and things like that all the time and say, oh yeah, this thing doesn't work. Well, listen to me, man. What doesn't work is you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro. I was gonna say, you think this is a scam? You're the scam.
Yeah, like see, the thing is, you know, the thing is that, like, people always say, Stefan, about ratio. So Khang, or your courses, your program, whatever it is. So what is the ratio that people succeed? Well, let me tell you something, man. Dude, there's only 1%, or the 3% that will make it. So if you compare the success ratio, dude, if that is what you're comparing to, you're comparing your potential to the 97%. Like, dude,
Bro,
you got to understand that when you go in this, like, a bunch of people go to the seminars, 100 people, 200, 500 people. You think all 500 people is going to come out and make it? Let me tell you, no. But
right.
You got to tell yourself that you're not the majority. You're the minority. So all you need to know is one person that have used the program, the courses, the coach, whatever that is. You just need to know one person that makes it. That's all you care about. Because if they can do it, so can you. If that one person,
bro,
because
I'm picking up what you're laying down.
I mean, like, dude, I get people said, hey, Khang, what's your ratio? I mean, like, the movie, if you want to say, okay, the movie, is that a good movie or not? So you kind of look at the critics, or maybe the food. But dude, when it comes to success, you cannot put a ratio on it, because you already know that majority of people, it's not going to make it. You got to tell yourself that you are going to be the one that is going to make it. That is the minority, not the majority, dude.
Dude, I can break those numbers down for you. So I have the numbers because we coached hundreds of people.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is crazy. I'm actually putting this in my new book right now. I'm writing a new book. And first of all, I want to say this. When you're walking down the road and you see a dead baby bird on the sidewalk who jumped out of his mom's nest, couldn't fly, and smashed his neck on the ground, and he's dead, don't be sad for that bird, because it is nature. Not all the birds fly. Some birds fly, and some birds fall down and break their neck, and that is nature. So that's the first thing. Second thing is human nature. I've learned, and you can probably agree with this, Khang, 50% of people literally do nothing. Okay? So they buy the IKEA furniture, they never build it. It's in their house in the box. They buy the Betty Crocker cake mix, never make the cake, right? They buy the lettuce to make a salad, and it's going brown in the refrigerator. Whatever. These motherfucking people, they buy a pizza from Domino's, don't even eat it. Whatever. I don't get these people. 50% of them do nothing. Now, we don't know which 50% is the do-nothings. We don't know, right? You can have a guy in a suit who's sharp and he's young and he speaks well, does motherfucking nothing. I have no idea why. Problems, right? Maybe it's his pain, or his daddy touched him or something. I don't know what his deal is, okay? So 50% will do nothing. Now, 47%, the other 47% is do the minimum to survive. So those are the people who are going to come into the program. They sign up to do one deal. They do one deal, then they quit. And it's just, they're just the human beings. They just keep things running. Those are the people who go to their jobs. They go to their cubicle. They do the bare fucking minimum to live. And then, like a bear, they go in their cave and they sleep. And that's just human beings. And then there's the top 2% of the 47. So the top cream of that class is a superstar if you whip him. If you whip the shit out of him and you call him every day and you whip him, he's going to be a superstar. But the second you stop whipping him, he does nothing. And then that top 3%, I call them self-whipping superstars. They wake up and they whip themselves, and they're running and they're whipping themselves. So it's the 50% do nothing no matter what. Even if you show up to his house, you put his pants on for him, you put his shoes on for him, he still does fucking nothing. Then there's 47%. If you whip them, they'll do the bare minimum to live. 2%, the top 2 of that 47, is a superstar if you whip him. And when you stop whipping him, he gets fat and he starts doing nothing. And then the top 3%, that's like the magical 3, self-whipping.
Wow, bro. Wow, dude.
Yeah, bro. And I've got the stats. And you know what's crazy? That 3%, is usually a married man with kids, usually religious, usually Christian, because we live in a country where it's, it's a Christian, Christian country. So married Christian men with kids. And also that 3% is usually paramilitary. So police, fire, army, paramedic, like a guy who he shows up and he's disciplined, right? So he does his push-ups, does his sit-ups, whatever. Like I've got a whole roster of those kind of guys. And they wake up in the morning and their wife goes, you spent the money on the training. Are you going to flip a house today? I want to go on vacation. Where's the money? Baby's hungry. Baby needs a toy. And she does not call herself baby. They actually have babies that need toys. And they got little girls crying, little boys crying. That guy wakes up. He has to go to work. Whereas, the single guy who's 22, he wakes up. He doesn't, his arm hurts, like you said. He keeps sleeping. All the other people in there, those are the other types. So like I've started to profile people because we've just done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of coachings and we know which types survive and which ones don't, but there's always the X factor. You have that little lady, she like moved here from Africa, doesn't speak super great English and she's crushing it. You don't know why. And then you have like the guy who seems perfect on paper, total loser, holding his dick and crying in the corner. And you don't know which one's which.
Oh boy, Stefan, dude. Yeah, dude, I have never laughed so much on a broadcast, bro.
That's because I love you, man.
Dude, this is funny. Okay, so Stefan, dude, we're about to wrap this up, man. But knowing what you know right now, bro, dude, because you have done like, dude, a lot of things. Knowing that what you know right now, if you were to go back, man, let's just say when you were like 18 or 19, starting out, what would you do? Like the quickest route to get to the money, man?
I'd drop out of school at 16 or earlier. I'd drop out, wouldn't go to university. I'd get a job in direct sales, either like knocking doors or doing something direct sales, get my sales skills together. And then I would probably hire a mentor or a coach, hire somebody, and then I'd start flipping houses or wholesaling. And then I would keep working through all that. I'd bank up a lot of cash. I'd avoid debt. But at some point, your business needs debt to grow. So at some point, you will be using debt. And then yeah, dude, I mean, I would have kept my job longer. That's one thing I think I did wrong was I quit my job 3 times, twice I had to go back. I quit too early. I would have kept that a little longer because I think that the cash flow from a job is good and it's a good thing. It's more time, it's more stress, it's more energy. But guess what? That's what I would do, dude. Drop out of school and go into direct sales earlier, hire a coach earlier or a mentor earlier, and bank up cash. And I'd avoid debt. You probably need some, you probably get some, but I'd avoid it as much as possible.
Dude, okay, Stefan, could you explain that a little bit more? Avoid debt.
Well, this is where the world gets interesting, right? You have a business. Let's say you're a house flipper and you're doing 2 houses a year. Okay. And you can go get a mentor or a coach for 30 grand who can bring you to 12 houses a year. Well, that kind of debt I would take on because if I'm going to spend 30, but I'm going to do 12, 10 more houses, that makes sense. But, I bought a lot of shit over the years. I was talking to a lady yesterday and she was going to do our $20,000 or $19,000 mentoring, which is, it's a coaching program, really good. And she'll get 1 deal done guaranteed. And this lady, for God's sakes, Khang, excuse me, is going to every single cheap and free. So she's dropping 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 2,000 here, 1,000. And I said to her, like, stop buying the cheap, shitty stuff. Like, go get yourself. I said, why are you coming to my Mercedes dealership, but you're buying a used Toyota? I said, this doesn't make any sense. I'm the Mercedes over here. I got the good car and you're going for a used Toyota. And so I was in that used Toyota mentality where I would take on debt for shitty small things. What I would do is I'd say, okay, I'm going to go to the best thing. I'm going to go get the best guy and the best program. And I'd go into debt for that, but I wouldn't go into debt for some cheap and shitty program, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because every business to scale has to take on some debt. If you're going to just cash flow it the whole time, that's cool. You can cash flow it, but you're going to be 50 years old by the time you get to a point of power. You know, it's going to take you a long time to cash flow and cash flow. And I've bootstrapped my companies, but I would use debt strategically. Whereas, you know, there's been points in my life where I was like living on credit cards because I didn't have a job, didn't have cash flow. And I was just so entrepreneurial about it that I would have kept my job longer and avoided debt, especially debt to live. You know, sometimes you're an entrepreneur and you get into that. It's not good. It's not good, but that's where you're at.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha. So, Stefan, man, woo! I hope you guys learned a lot from that. Stefan is dropping a bunch of bombs, man. So, anyway, Stefan, how do people get a hold of you and connect with you, man?
Yeah, dude. So, you know, you can get on my social media, Stefan Aarnio, Stefan Aarnio. That's 2 A's. Stefan Aarnio. That's at Stefan Aarnio. You can go to stefanaarnio.com, STEFANAARNIO.com. And then, you know, my latest book is hardtimestrongmen.com, hardtimestrongmen.com. It's not about real estate, but it's about being a man and, you know, how to be a man in the modern world, money, sex, religion, politics, violence, all the history of what it takes to be a man. So, you know, check out the book, check out the website, and would love to connect.
Awesome, man. So, okay. So it's just Instagram, YouTube,
Facebook, LinkedIn, and then, you know, my own native website, my podcast, respectthegrindpodcast.com, dude, which we had you on last week. It was super fun.
Dude, that's awesome, bro. So, hey, you guys, I'll make sure I put everything in the description so you guys can go connect with Stefan. Dude, hey, thank you so much, Stefan, for jumping on the Wholesale 2 Million family, man, and dropping some knowledge for everyone, man. So greatly appreciate it, bro.
Love you, bro. Respect the grind.
Hey, Stefan, before I let you go, bro, so what is your goal now?
You know what, dude? It's I want 4 partnerships that are good, strong partnerships that other people are running. And I just want to build my brand. So I'm building my brand. I've got 3 or 4 more books coming out right now. So I'm building my school more. And I want partnerships where other people are running. I hate operating. Not a good operator. But I'm a good branding, marketing, selling guy. And I want to just play in that space all day because that's my game. And other guys can operate. There's tons of good operators out there, guys who can operate. So I want 4 good operational partnerships, build my brand, and then we're starting to license out my coaching program too, which is super cool because other people can take what I've spent $2 million building and they can have it for 25 grand and make several $100,000 a year with a license, which is super cool. Because if I could get that today and not spend $2 million, I would do it.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha, dude. Stefan, man, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. But hey, Stefan, dude, so beside the 150K, like, do you have any cheaper program, courses, coaching?
Yeah, yes. Was everything. And then from there, it kicks into gear. Like it goes, you know, $1.99 or $10 to $199 to $5 grand to 20 grand to 73,000. Like the top of the funnel is 73. So if somebody wants to get really serious, I had a guy 2 weeks ago call me up. Boom, you know, he just spent 61,000 on a credit card because I'm the real deal and he wants the real deal. But we got different price points for people who want to try. So if you want to come to an event, it's like $1,000 or 3,000 for an event. And I recommend, here's my philosophy, Khang, on education is you either go in super deep or you stay out. Like those are the 2 ways. Like I got a lady who's bought every one of my things but never taken coaching. So she's probably spent like 10 grand or 15 grand on every $1,000 thing, but she's never done the full meal deal. And I say, go deep, dude. Go deep on something. Like go all the way into something and become a master of it. That's my philosophy. If you're going to spend money going super deep into one thing. Don't be that guy buying the $1,000 everything and you spent 100 grand and nothing's good. Go 100 grand deep with like one thing.
Boom. I agree, bro. You guys go check out Stefan, Respect the Grind. I know he interviewed a lot of great achiever on there. And Stefan is a cool dude, man. And I make sure I put all of your his link in the description so you guys can go follow him. Stefan, thank you so much, bro. I really appreciate your time. Until next time, dude. Take care, bro.
Respect the grind, Khang.
Respect the grind. Peace out, bro.
Peace out.